On a scale of 1 to 10, she's a 15 plus.
How many of us have friends who write letters like this about us?
She has more ability in her chosen field, beauty, business and social savvy, courage, generosity, grace, and tenacity than almost anyone I know.
Let me introduce you to a friend of mine, Dr. Kathy Treherne, who warrants every kind word.
Dr. Treherne, I've known you for a long time, and as I thought about the balanced ladies, I mean, it's you.
Well, thank you.
Kathy is a wife, a mother, a grandmother, a dermatologist, a church and community leader.
A person who cares for other people, takes care of their problems, and tries to run a quote-unquote balanced life.
And succeeds. Kathy has a sense of peace about her that I've rarely seen, but she says it wasn't always this way, especially just starting out.
I was overwhelmed. You know, this thing of being balanced is not something that comes automatically. It takes time, it takes practice. And I remember my mother being here visiting me, and I think she saw all the things I was trying to do. And she sat down and she said, wait a minute. She said, you know, you've got to stop and be able to smell the roses. All these other things that you do are no good to you if you don't enjoy it.
But that problem seems to be an epidemic among today's women. In It's About Time, our survey of 300 women showed that only 1 in 4 was happy with how they're spending their time.
A lot of women are overachievers. They think everything should be perfect, and they don't understand that that's impossible.
From the lady who's done everything and made it look easy, Kathy says lose the superwoman ideal and get very, very clear on what matters to you.
You don't have to have the biggest house. You don't have to have the nicest car. You don't have to have the best clothes.
And this doctor's all about creating priorities. But she says there's a secret to the balanced life that many of us miss, remembering to put ourselves on that priority list.
So one of the things I learned that I first had to do was to do things that made me happy and made me feel good. And once I did that, I was able to do everything else better.
Like setting up a scholarship foundation for kids. But even though she's had great success, Kathy says her happiness comes in smaller increments of time.
You think that there are big things that you have to do to make yourself happy, but you really don't. You know, sitting alone 15 minutes, picking up a magazine that has nothing to do about medicine or anything, just, you know, looking at that is time well spent. And then other things, you can do things for other people that make yourself happy. And that's it. You know, it's just as simple as that.
Simple and stunning. Because what Kathy hasn't told you is that she's battling cancer. Part of her balance is not talking about it, but she wanted me to tell you and ask for your prayers.
With 4 children and 2 grandchildren, there's always something. There's always somebody that's having a problem, something that's going on. But when I sit back and look at it in the scheme of things, it's no big deal because I'm still there to be able to help them.
She has faced some of life's greatest challenges with the determination and optimism that can be used as an instructional manual on how to exemplify faith in God. I am honored to be called among her friends.
Me too.